Hello.
Hello, how are we doing?
I'm Rami, how are you?
I'm good. This is episode 10. We've hit double digits.
Double digits. Who'd have thought it?
Digits,
I honestly didn't know if that was going to happen when we first started.
No, I was amazed.
In fact, I didn't know. I think we said on episode 1, we didn't even know if we were going to do a 2.
No, that was a fair point, actually. So yeah, getting from single digits to double digits, that's a milestone.
We're doing it right, aren't we? And it's just the two of us today.
It's just the two of us. Back to the early days of 2 months ago.
Wasn't supposed to be. This was supposed to be... there was supposed to be another dad on, but unfortunately, I let the side down on my car. No, my wife's car let the side down.
The wife's car let the side down.
But it might be because I left something on and ended up with a flat battery.
Well, she should have told you about it.
She should have said, "Don't leave stuff on when you leave the car." So we're going to touch on. There's been a lot in the news, hasn't there? And I say news. It's our news in our little circle of autism.
Yes.
EHCPs are kind of
just won't go away, will it?
It won't go away.
It won't go away. Well, the Labour Party want it to go away, don't they? They want it to disappear forever.
They literally. Well, they haven't said that officially, have they?
They haven't.
They've got no plans.
Yes.
Currently, we have no plans.
They are a government with no plans.
No great.
Which is probably.
In fact, they didn't have any plans really before they came in. It's just they knew they were a shoo-in, so they didn't really have any policies in place.
I think they've just gone, who are the most vulnerable people in society? Let's go and shit on them.
Yep. It certainly seems like that's what's going on. So, shall we recap for anyone that doesn't know what these EHCP reforms?
Yes.
What they are?
Yes. I'll let you recap it.
Okay. So essentially, the rumour mill was that. EHCPs were going to be removed from children in mainstream schools.
Yes, and that was the alarming thing that came out.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, for myself and you, we've got children that are in specialist environments, so there's no risk as of yet.
Well, that's the end of the podcast then.
That's it? All right.
But no, that's not how it works, because we are a community and we stand with each other.
Exactly right.
And for the people who are going to come down the path in the future, more importantly as well, who don't realise yet that they will have children with not just autism, but any additional need.
And even children that are currently in a specialist setting, there's no guarantee they're always going to be in that setting. So
Absolutely
if they
not.
were to transition to mainstream, do they then lose the EHCP?
Well, this is all that needs to be clarified, isn't it? At the moment, it is a very kind of scary moment. It's that kind of phony wall that's going on. We know something's happening, but
we don't know what.
No one's laid out the actual boundaries of what we're supposed to get annoyed at yet.
No.
So as soon as they do...
we need to be annoyed about something. Can you tell us what we need to be annoyed about?
We need to be annoyed because life as an autistic parent is so easy and relaxed at the moment. We do need something to be annoyed at.
Super chilled life.
Absolutely. So chilled, actually. Yeah, absolutely chilled.
So... one of the things that they've been talking about, and I have taken notes because there's a lot of stuff to talk about.
And it changes.
And it does change.
Even though they've not announced anything.
Exactly. They haven't announced anything, but there's been talk of special educational needs units within mainstream schools. Now, a lot of schools, I say a lot, not enough, but there are hubs, aren't there, attached to a lot of mainstream schools at the moment.
Yeah, they've been pushing the hubs to accommodate... children with additional needs or neurodiverse children or whatever the case may be. And now they're going to turn them into specialised units in mainstream schools, because obviously every mainstream school in the country already has that space available.
Of course they do.
To just go,
bags and
here
bags
we go.
of space.
Here's an additional unit, whether that's a porter cabin that they're going to bring in or whatever the case may be. But yes, it's going to be this kind of effort to just force as many children as possible into a mainstream setting. It seems to be the plan at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's, from my point of view, it's looking at, all right, they want to go down this route. This is the immediate need. Say it happens, they do that. How long is it going to last?
Yeah.
Realistically, how long do you think this is going to work out? Is it going to be 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? So, a whole generation of kids get absolutely failed by the education system. And then there's another government come in and go, we've got a great idea. Let's revert back to what it was previously.
Yeah. They'll bitch and moan about what the previous government did, like they always do.
And it just becomes that kind of political football.
Yeah, that's actually how the next government will win a lot of votes, probably, is by saying we're going to undo all of that awful stuff they did to your children.
Yeah. How dare they do that? Let's go.
And
let's
we'll
go
vote them back in. So, I mean, the idea of having a SEN unit within a school, I actually love that. If all schools mainstream had SEN units, wonderful. But not if you're taking away the EHCP.
No.
Because the EHCP is the legal framework that protects the children if anything has failed within... If something goes wrong in these units and nothing's adhered to...
But if you don't have an EHCP, that kind of justifies which child should be in this particular SEN unit, then who are you putting in that unit?
Yeah.
Does it then just become... we call it the SEN unit, and then over time it just becomes the naughty unit or the disruptive kid unit.
Yeah,
Do you know what? They've got to be in mainstream school, but let's take them out of the main population. You know, almost like God, dare I say it, almost like a prison. Where you have the general population and then you have the real ones we can't deal with. We'll put them in a specialised unit.
That's a great point.
Away from general population. And we'll focus our attention on educating the vast majority.
I love that.
And we'll leave them there.
That's such a great point. At what point are they going to start having some of these typical kids that are just acting up that end up being put into these SEN units?
And then,
guarantee it happens. Guarantee it.
Because I know we've said in the past, like, I can remember being at school and I can now look back and go, with kind of the experience of having Lydia and speaking to various parents there, I can go, well, that kid had ADHD. Or, you know, there was some neurodiversity trait in that kid. He wasn't just a naughty kid. But at the same time, there were kids that were absolute naughty little fuckers in there, and they deserved everything they got from the teachers and everything else, because they were just disruptive, and they was just like, whatever the case may be. But then, are they just going to get, oh, well, we're tight on space, we're tight on resources, let's just stick them in there, in this special
what is
unit.
it about, what is it, if there's no HCP, what is it that designates a child goes into the SEN unit?
And then if you start mixing kind of SEND children with just kids that are just horrible individuals, I hate to say this,
just
but
little shits.
Yes, just little shits. Then does the teacher of that unit or the staff on that unit have their attention and resources taken away from the SEND children to focus on this one, which is what a lot of neurotypical parents are going on about? Well, we have neurodiverse children in our schools and they're in mainstream population again. The teacher will have to, you know... And
we've raised that a lot. We've raised that we wouldn't want our children to affect the education of typical children.
No, because they need to be in the right environment.
Because of their needs.
And if that's not the right environment for them and it's taken away from neurotypical children, then absolutely, I totally agree with that.
And the fact we're sitting here, all we're doing is asking loads of questions.
We don't.
Me and you are asking people questions. We're asking each other questions because no one's giving us any fucking answers.
We don't.
We don't know what's going on.
The answers. We're just chewing the fat.
And there's a white paper due out in autumn.
We've probably discussed this more in 5 minutes than they have, because we've heard the stuff from. I think recently there was a session in a session in Parliament yesterday. The turnout apparently was really good. 50 MPs came down from various parties, and the vast majority of them agreeing with what the families and of SEND children and the charities were saying. So that's a really positive sign. But they've also, a couple of individuals, MPs, said, yes, we have been having consultations with parents, in the sense of that we're going ahead of it with it because we've had consultation with parents.
They know exactly what they're doing. I guarantee they have 90%, they've agreed what's going to happen.
Yes, you know what the objective is. I want this. Okay, I want this thing here. But I know to get there, I'm going to have to justify it, but I'm going to get it anyway. So I'll just put some stuff in the way to show that I've justified it. It's not like I'm starting the journey here and I'm going to be discussing it, and then at the end of it, I'll take all that information, I'll formulate a policy that is great for everybody and takes everyone's considerations into the place of what we're going to decide. It's like, no, I want this. I'll just do all this stuff in the middle just to fluff it up and say, oh no, we have gone through the required steps. I've spoken to lots of parents. No, have you spoken to typical parents or
Yeah.
neurodiverse
Yeah,
parents.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can guarantee they spoke
I've
to.
spoken to
They
parents.
didn't say which parents, did they?
No.
No. We spoke to some parents of neurotypical children. 'Cause
No, I
that's
spoke to
kind
my
of-
parents.
That's kind of besides the fucking point. So yeah, there's still loads of questions. Not much is being answered. A few MPs are saying, "Yeah, we agree with you." Are they saying we agree with you, but this is still happening?
Yeah, well, this is it, isn't it? Is it lip service?
Yeah,
Is
I
it
think
lip
it might.
service because you're standing in front of them
course.
with a child with additional needs or
Yeah.
a disability, and they don't want to come across as complete so-and-so's, I won't use the word yet, but we'll keep it.
We'll get there, there's plenty of time.
I'm getting worked up. I can feel it coming out already. But it's like, is it lip service that we're getting at the moment? Because on a political scale, the government have already had to do a couple of major U-turns. Okay? We know at the moment they can't afford a third U-turn, and this is a big policy they want to push. This was on I believe, the manifesto before the general election.
Yeah.
So they're busy getting the key people around, the whips around the MPs, letting them know this was on the bloody manifesto that you signed up to.
Yeah.
So we expect your support on this.
Yeah.
Even if the MPs are a little bit, well, I don't agree with it because my constituency will think I'm an absolute so-and-so.
Yeah.
They're driving hard. But not only that, they're doing something different now. They're having listening sessions with MPs. Because they've had 2 U-turns already, they're now going to all the MPs on the backbenches. Look, let's talk about this. Let's listen to why we want to do this. And because they're frightened that this could be a major issue. You imagine pissing off every send parent in the country, every family that is affected, and just taking away EHCPs, taking away the possibility of send tribunals, the judicial path that any parent has.
And that's another one, the tribunal.
And we're wrapping it all up. And this, I was saying to somebody the other day, well, they've timed this perfectly for the autumn, haven't they? So they'll release all this information. There'll be a big hoo-ha. They'll have effectively, like you said before, shat on every disabled child across the country, and then we go straight into children in need.
Yeah, ideal time.
And Pugsy will come out, and I guarantee you, those little fuckers in Parliament will have their hands in their pockets donating and say, what a fantastic cause this is. What a wonderful... The general public are amazing. Their kindness and generosity knows no ends. It's absolutely fabulous.
It's all so predictable, isn't it?
It's like... But now, are we going to get... We've had this conversation. Is it then going to be if they keep pulling stuff away like this, is the expectation that, well, we can pull it away because the general public... the goodwill, charities will step in and fill that gap. Do you know how we used to say, growing up, we didn't really know what food banks were? They didn't exist.
I was just going to say that,
What are they now?
Now they're just commonplace.
They're just everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's normal now to go to a food bank.
Yeah.
It's like, we're supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world. And we've got people who are working full-time jobs and they still can't afford to make ends meet, and they have to rely on the goodwill of charities to...
And that's what's dangerous, is when these things become normalised.
Yeah.
Granted, there's a big hoo-ha at the start of it, but then a few years down the line, it's like, well, yeah, kids haven't had EHCPs in mainstream for years.
No, the last general election, you had MPs having photo shoots at food banks. I'm like, you're the twats that caused these food banks. Don't use it as a photo opportunity to say what a great cause it is. And you can just is this what it's going to be like with disabled children in 5 years' time?
Yeah, it might work.
Is Pugsy going to be coming in to teach children Makaton? And then the education minister will have a photo at one of these sessions saying, what a great initiative this is.
Have you... we had a few kind of comments from teachers from mainstream schools about when we first started talking about it. And they're all just like, this is just insanity.
Yeah, well, you imagine being a main school teacher going, guess what, we're changing it all.
Yeah.
We're just going to make it a little bit more spicy for you.
Spicy. It's a bit boring being a teacher, isn't it? Not anymore, it's not. 2026 is going to be a hoot.
Yeah.
So out of those 50 MPs, you did mention one earlier that was there for 5 minutes.
Yes. Her name slips me. I think.
Remind me, and I'll Google her.
Kath McKinnell, I think, stayed for less than 5 minutes.
Catherine McKinnell.
And to be fair to her, apparently she did talk to one child.
Oh. I ain't going to bother Googling them, that's fine.
No, she did talk to one child and then buggered off.
So, okay, Minister of State, Minister for School Standards.
Oh.
Interesting that out of all of the MPs that decided to fuck off after 5 minutes,
Yes.
she's the Minister for School Standards, School Improvement, Intervention and Inspection, including links with Ofsted.
She does the Lord's work.
Nice one, Catherine.
Well done.
You could have at least hung around for half an hour, blended in with everybody else, and looked like you gave a shit.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
You've got a lot to learn about politics.
Yeah, obviously. So that's that. And this, I mean, this is just going to be ever changing, isn't it? Over the next, the next few months, it's going to constantly be evolving.
It's just every other week something seems to come out, which is slightly different, or the way I like it, another denial comes out, which is usually an indication that this is the truth.
Yeah. And what's really interesting, you touched on this quite a bit, is how there's this feeling now in the media that they're kind of drumming up all of these news articles like the Telegraph. And what's really, what you pointed out is that they're kind of drumming up all of this emotion amongst everybody in the public. And it's true, because we've joked about before on TikTok how that's where all the negative shit comes through.
Yeah.
It's absolutely right. When this, and we'll talk about this in a minute, this Telegraph article by Bridget Phillipson.
I think I've heard her name mentioned.
Bridget Phillipson's interview. No, she didn't write it though, did she? She was she was interviewed. But after that, and the whole thing about it being a racket, the public comments coming through, they do pivot towards, you don't need it. So it works. You get the media to say shit, and the public will follow suit.
It's like I've studied politics, UK and US politics, a long time ago. I just did an A-level on it, and it was quite interesting at the time. Followed it closely. Now I'm absolutely fucking sick and tired of it. 'Cause it's just so draining, isn't it? But it's a classic storm. This is, it's one of the oldest tactics. Initially, there was supposed to be announcements, I think last month, about this whole EHCP thing. It was the wrong time for the government with what was going on. They were already getting their ass spanked by various other things, so obviously you don't want to throw another one in there. So they've pushed it back to the autumn. So what they've actually done is delayed it. So that's what it looks like, they've delayed it. No, what they've done is bought themselves some valuable months. And what they'll do in these months, and we said this a couple of weeks ago, and it's starting to happen, is you tap up all those journalists, all those people that owe you favours or you've got very good close ties with, and you do this for us and we'll make sure you've got access to this, but we'd be really appreciative if you wrote an article with this stance on it. So you start to see this happening, and a prime example was the one in the Telegraph. That
Annabelle Denham.
Yes, Annabelle and Denham.
Annabelle and Denham.
Annabelle and Denham. She obviously wrote that eye-opening article, which showcased her to not come across as a particularly nice person, shall we say. But it was an article, again, just slamming send families, the parents, everything else like this. All this neurodiversity thing is a phase. It's just a way to squeeze more money out of the taxpayer side of things. So you start building this narrative that the reason councils don't have any money is down to send children. The cost, the reason they're bankrupt is send children. It's disabled children. It's the transportation costs to get them to these specialist schools. And that's the reason why your potholes aren't getting fixed on the roads.
Yeah.
That's why your bin collection keeps getting pushed back to 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It's those bloody disabled kids that are causing this.
It's why the Ukrainians are losing against the Russians, is because we're not giving them enough money.
Absolutely, and it's the
reason send kids are having it all.
Yeah, the send kids are having it all. The reason Donald Trump won the US election is down to British disabled children. Climate change is down to disabled children. The reason the price of a cheeseburger at McDonald's has gone up in price is down to disabled children.
I didn't know that. Is that?
Yeah, fact.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah,
fact.
Yeah, fact. It was in the Telegraph. So what starts to happen is like you start, right, so people who are a little bit fucking simple out there start going, you know what, they've got a point, yeah. All my money's going to cover these disabled children. Yeah. And it starts to change. The public start to go, oh, okay. And then you get fucking idiots that start coming out and going, writing comments going, yeah, I totally agree. Why should I be paying for that? Do you know, like when Brexit happened and then everyone, not everyone, the people that were just fucking racist decided, oh, hello, hang about, I can say what the fuck
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Oi, you, go back to your own country.
Yeah.
Stop coming over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like voting Brexit
Yeah.
and being racist were one and the same.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
It was just really, really bizarre times. But what started to happen now, we mentioned that article, and what you'll start seeing now over the summer is lots of articles.
yeah.
So not all of them will be as horrible as this particular one. They'll be just slightly suggestive to people,
Yeah.
and let them make their own mind up. Well, they think they'll be making their own mind up, but it'll lead them to think in a certain way.
Yeah.
Like another one that got pointed out to us was a study shows that the vast majority of children that are expelled from school either have an EHCP or are on free school dinners. What the fuck is the point of that article?
Yeah, I don't know. It's pointless. It's only got one purpose, and that's what you've just been talking about.
It's a completely pointless article, right? If you read the actual article, fair play to you. It's probably boring as fuck. But what people remember is the headline.
Yeah.
So you suddenly go, you can be glancing or you can be going through Facebook or whatever it is, and you just see that headline.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. And you scroll on.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like going to the conclusion of a scientific article on PubMed. It's like just skim the actual study.
Skim this.
Just what does it say at the bottom? Okay, cool.
And you just see the top article.
Yeah.
All right, so you imagine all of a sudden, all the way through the next couple of months over the summer, very subliminally, these little articles come out, and you just see the headline here, the headline here. You know, like a Darren Brown show where he explains at the end, like, this is how we convince you to do this, because like you're driving along, there's a billboard that says that.
Yeah.
You bump into somebody and the newspaper was open and it had that on their side of a taxi. Said it's very much that subliminal message that comes through.
Yeah.
And they're hoping that'll change public opinion.
And it probably will.
Because
that's how rhetoric works. You keep saying shit enough and people will start to believe it. I mean, even, like this article, fair play to her as well, it's very well worded. I mean, it's a dickhead thing to say, but whisper it. But special educational needs, like even that, right?
Yeah.
Special educational needs is becoming an unaffordable racket.
Yeah.
Like, that's a genius title.
Yeah. It's like, we mustn't say it
Whisper it, whisper it.
We mustn't say it
Don't
loudly.
want to upset them.
No, don't
The
say,
scrounging bastards. Don't want to upset them.
don't tell everybody, but we're all thinking it, aren't we?
Yeah,
So we better
yeah.
whisper it.
Exactly.
You're thinking it,
Yeah.
I'm thinking it, but we don't want to upset
Exactly.
them. We all know.
And that's why it's genius.
Yeah. And you have to remember, right, there are more neurotypical families out there than neurodiverse families. So you start getting a bit of a sway of them thinking like that.
Yeah.
And then come the big decision in autumn when they release the white paper and MPs have to make a decision.
Yeah.
If they can then show, well, actually, quite a few people in your constituency agree with this.
Yeah. And even if you've got neurotypical parents that are kind of in the middle, they're not judgmental, and all they're going to do is look at the facts that is presented to them. They might look at it and think, well, these units in schools, that sounds like a fantastic idea. Brilliant. And I get why they would think that, but they don't understand the removal of the EHCP and the impact that will have, because they've never known anyone that's had to experience it. No. They would just assume that these units are going to do their job.
Because the only people who really care about it are the ones who are affected and living it day in, day out.
Yeah.
If you're just a passerby and you go, oh, you know what, that sounds like a good idea. Get them all together. Get all the kids together.
Yeah.
Get all of them together. That's a great idea. No, there's no differences between kids.
No, they're all the same.
We're all the same and they need to be together. And it sounds really nice and a fluffy, woolly, oh, that's absolutely great. That sounds like a delightful thing to happen. The reality of it is it can't.
How are they going to do... How, right, and you just kind of showed it very well there in grouping them all together. How is anybody going to get any kind of individualised education in these units?
Well, there's no EHCP, is there? So there's no
exactly.
There's no legally binding one-to-ones that have to take
Are they
place.
going to replace it with... Like, they're not, are they?
They're
not because otherwise that's your EHCP.
Yeah.
Why would you remove an EHCP to replace it with something else? Unless you replace it with something that isn't legally binding. That might be because they don't want to go down that
route. And you
route.
would have thought, rather than having this shitstorm, they would have come out earlier on and dropped the leaks in, like, oh yeah, we'll just change the name of it. It's not going to be EHCP may go, but we're going to call it something else, and it'll have this definition and this kind of responsibility wrapped in it. But they haven't.
It feels like, when you hear these awful stories of, and it was before the public and even governments were educated on what autism was, and I'm just speaking about autism because that's clearly what the majority of us talk about, is when they just used to get sent to those workhouses.
Yeah,
they would just ship, because you're simple, then they would just send them off, and they would just all be grouped at these workhouses, and they weren't dealt with on an individual basis. It feels like that. And that, again, bizarrely, having our children more profoundly autistic, they are better off. I mean, potentially they're going to have a better life and succeed better educationally than some of these children in SEND units without EHCPs.
It's nuts, and I hear what you're saying, because I think as a parent to an autistic child, I've seen those videos and black and white images of sanitariums, I think they were called in America. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Now I say they're like black and white photos, but they were still going in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, they were.
And I think some of them got shut down in the 90s of kids that were clearly what we would call autistic nowadays.
Yeah.
Chained to radiators.
Yeah.
Some of them in straitjackets, heavily medicated. I remember reading some of the stuff, and I don't know if it happened in this country, but it happened in America, so there's probably a realistic chance that it happened here as well.
Yeah.
Is, you know how some of the kids like to bite?
Yeah.
Removal of teeth.
Yes, saw that. Yeah.
So the staff weren't bitten or hurt.
Yeah.
They'd go in there and physically remove the teeth of these kids. And you just kind of think they were taken to places out of sight, out of mind. Sometimes they were just left there. The parents wouldn't want to see them again because of the shame, and we don't have any information on how to handle our own children.
Yeah.
They were sadly left there to rot.
I saw one the other day, which was there was a lad who was in a straitjacket, and they were talking, and this is probably the 80s.
Yeah, it's not far away.
This feels like the 80s from the footage. It was in colour, and and they were talking about how it was in a hospital type setting, and they were getting him out of his straitjacket, and they would a nurse or a porter, they would have him either side, and they were saying, so what we have to do, like narrating this video, because it was like a documentary, just insane. So what we do is a couple of times a day we get him out of his bed, out of his straitjacket, and we need to get him mobile so he walks a little bit to keep his muscles from atrophying, and he's got an American football helmet on because he's self-harming by hitting his head, and they walk him up and down, and they put him back in the bed and back in the straitjacket, and then they interviewed the parents after, and they were devastated, but they didn't know what to do, and they were talking about lobotomies.
Yeah.
It was like, well, if this is the only option we've got and he's going to be okay, then that's probably what we'll have to do. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And you kind of think, right, how far have we come in that kind of 30, 40 years and understanding neurodiversity and everything else like that? And we now have methods of educating these children, of helping these children to, again, use that phrase I used in the very first episode, helping these children reach their full potential, whatever that looks like.
Their full potential.
Potential.
Yeah.
And that's so important with the education, EHCPs, everything else like that, whether you're in mainstream, whether you're in a specialist school, or you're in between, is that we have to ensure that our children reach their full potential, whatever that looks like. Not what it was like 30, 40 years ago. It was like, all right, we don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
You're going into an asylum, and you can just stay there, and you'll kind of stay there until you die, basically. And out of sight, out of mind. And all those fucking idiots that come out and go, well, when I was a lad, we didn't have autism in those days. It's all this modern stuff. And you get people that think that now, which is where idiots like this fucking journalist who wrote the article for the Telegraph, yes, it's very well worded, she knew exactly what she was doing. She did. Is people of that generation or of that mindset who don't have any links to children with additional needs will go, well, it wasn't around in my day as well.
And the reason they think that is because in their day they were tucked away in an asylum. You didn't see them because and the families didn't talk about them because there was a shame attached to it.
Yeah, it was just out, just completely gone.
Yeah.
There you go. Weren't about. It's like, imagine saying now, homosexuality didn't exist 60 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
There wasn't any gay people. No. It's down to TV.
Yeah.
But like, that's absolutely fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Clearly, people were about...
The public perception was so horrible that these people were forced to hide it all of their lives.
Hide.
Yeah.
And, we're going to turn the clocks back now and say, actually, we don't want to see these children. We don't want to spend money on them. We'd rather they weren't here. And it goes back to that horrible thing I said as a bit of a jest earlier on in these podcasts. The government at the moment are sending a very clear message. Disabled children are a bad return on investment.
Yeah, exactly. That's
and
exactly
that's literally what it is.
Yeah.
And they can dress it up as what they like, but they're being very, very blunt. It is about how much money it's costing, and there is a lack of return in the terms. Because at the end of the day, as soon as you're born, in any country that you are, where there's a government, you have a price associated with you.
Of course you do. That's why the schools are set up like they are.
A price to educate,
Yep.
And hopefully a price from there on until the day you die of how much tax you will pay.
Can you be a taxpayer?
Yeah, can you be a taxpayer? If so, you'll likely, on average, contribute this amount to the economy.
Yeah.
And that's why we keep pushing the pension age back every sort of
Yeah, exactly.
So me and you are screwed, mate.
We're knackered, mate.
But yeah, and then it goes like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to we're going to have SEN units and everything else like that. Super duper. Well, again, as we've said previously, it's a good job they spent all those billions of pounds building those new super prisons. Yeah. Because that's where a lot of those kids are going to fucking end up.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's true. It is where they're going to end up. And the thing is, it's like, when they say there's not enough money, if they're genuinely, if we didn't have a pot to piss in as a country, you'd have no choice but to go, okay, well, we need to find the money from somewhere.
They always find the money.
But we're always finding the fucking money.
This whole concept that we need to bring down the national debt and everything else like that, the country's never going to stop running. It will continue producing money, borrowing money, anything else like that. You can look in the economics and everything else like that. Yeah. Okay, 2008, I think it was.
Oh, that's a great year.
The fucking banks suddenly realised they weren't very good at saving money and investing it. And
BlackRock.
They absolutely fucked up everywhere.
Yeah.
Because they were greedy. Absolutely fucked up. Guess what? Wait a minute. We've got money.
Yeah.
We've got money. We'll bail them out. We'll keep them going.
Yeah.
We'll just make sure the general public pays for it.
What were they offering? They were offering out mortgages to people that clearly couldn't afford them, essentially, is what they were doing.
Yeah. I think at one stage it was like 110% mortgages. So oh, yeah, you want a house? We'll give you a house, but we'll also give you an extra 10% so you can kit it out.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a great deal.
Yeah.
We'll just keep buying all this shit debt from everybody and passing it on.
Mental.
So, yeah, 2008, there was money.
Yeah.
Gulf War, Afghanistan.
Yeah.
We've got money.
Yeah.
We've got money. Because these weapons and missiles, they're not cheap, are they?
Yeah, when we need to give a little bit of freedom or a little bit of democracy to a country that never asked for it, we always find the money. You guys need some democracy and some freedom.
Iran needs some democracy and freedom.
You need some freedom.
You got oil.
Oh, you have? I didn't realise.
Oh, fancy that. Yeah, we'll come in and we'll have the contracts as well to
go to Afghanistan, put a gas pipe through the Caspian Sea. Oh, what a coincidence.
Just give it back to the Taliban. Oh, we're only joking. Just have it back. But, for situations like that, there's money. We go into a global crisis with the pandemic, right? All of a sudden, there's money for furloughs. Yeah. There's money for PPE. Yeah. There's money for ministers to give their mates down the pub contracts to supply PPE. Yeah, to supply PPE because they've never done it before. And we've also got billions for track and trace. Yeah. Which we can't even fucking track or trace where the money went. No. So
it's a bit like those trillions that went missing in America, isn't it?
Yeah.
They lost like 3 trillion or 7 trillion or something.
Just like, but whenever there's a need for money, it's there. Yeah. But when there's a need for somebody else, or for a marginalised group,
and they use the rest of the public as essentially the target is to paint a target on the backs of the people that are apparently costing them money. You go, look what they're doing.
Divide and conquer. You just
look all the money they're taking off you. You've got less money in your bank because of them.
Yeah.
No, and it is all the fucking idiots that listen to it and believe it.
Yeah.
They ignore where the rest of the money's going, which is on the news. You can see it every day.
Yeah.
They're dropping it on other countries.
Yeah.
But somehow it always comes back to people in their own country and
you just kind of
needy
like
and the vulnerable.
I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, but I always grew up thinking China was a bit of a backward country, right? That it was all just bloody rubbish roads and all of this. I just watched a program on is it Shenzhen, one of the cities in China?
Yeah, that's where a lot of stuff is manufactured. Yeah,
I'm like, they are so far.
Mate, they got the shit together
ahead of us. Mm-hmm. They like everything is spotless.
I'm not saying that everything that they're doing as far as the Chinese government is concerned is right, because it's not. We know it's not.
It's absolutely not. But in
But
terms of
they're doing something right.
in how they're developing these cities
Yeah.
and the technology they're investing in there, and I watched this program. I was just amazed at what they've got. Drones doing deliveries, robots. Every street is immaculately clean. They have a service that goes around, sprays every road to keep it clean. There's not a pothole in sight. And I'm just kind of thinking, wait, it used to be the case that we would go to countries like that and just go, oh my God, their infrastructure is an absolute joke. These countries now are coming here going, oh my God, the infrastructure here is an absolute joke.
Did you see that little Red Book app come out on TikTok? Did
Yeah.
you ever go on it?
No.
Mate, it was... Sorry, going off on a tangent. But it's kind of relevant. I went on that for that 48 hour that TikTok was down.
Yeah.
I was like, everyone's talking about this. Let's go on there. The Chinese that were on there were over the moon. Just the typical Chinese people that were just like, oh, we can speak to some Westerners. This is great. Yeah. And they thought... So they were having these conversations about the rhetoric that we were all hearing on both sides. And we were like, oh, is it true that you guys have got this and that? And, you guys have got social credit scores and stuff. So, and they were like, what? No, what are you on about? And then they were coming back to the Americans and going, oh, we've heard that you guys have to pay for ambulances and to have babies and stuff. Oh, it's crazy what our governments tell us. And they were like, no, that's actually true.
That's actually...
Yeah, so there's rhetoric on both sides. Governments are playing everybody against each other. Absolutely. And China, I speak to China, people in China as part of work, but they seem pretty fucking happy, and the country seems like it's doing all right. And the prices over there are ridiculous. There was one guy on this little Red Book. He was showing street food. Yeah. And he went and he bought some street food, and he was like, "Hey guys," and he was talking in English because he wants all of the people in the West to see what he's doing. He's like, oh, so we get this sandwich. I get this breakfast sandwich every morning. It's really nice. It's got this. Mate, this sandwich was fucking huge. And it was 46p.
It's absolutely crazy.
It was nuts.
It's like they've grown the economy but have said, but we're not going to just screw our people over.
And there's a lot of shit going on over there that we don't know. We're not saying
it's the perfect place.
But we shouldn't just look at the West and always assume that we've got all of our shit together, because I think situations like what we're talking about now, this is a really good example of how we haven't got shit together.
This is completely not relevant, but it's just a random fact. KFC in China is absolutely massive, and it's bigger than McDonald's.
No way.
KFC owns the American...
Is it called Kentucky Fried Chicken?
It's called KFC, and I think what happened is, I'm fairly certain Alibaba as a company, they bought the rights to KFC for all of China, and what they did was just we need to change the menu and make sure that it's similar sort of stuff. We still get the fried chicken, but we're going to tailor it to our markets. Okay. And McDonald's went in and said, we're not changing a thing, and KFC just absolutely took off there. But it's all that thing you pay with Alibaba, and you've got the QR code is how you pay. So it's almost like a cashless society in some of the major cities. But going back to what you said, it is kind of relevant because governments do put a narrative out there, and they turn certain parts of society against others. So going back to kind of the thing that's going to happen in the autumn is that it's happening now. Yeah. The news is coming out to kind of put a target on the back to change the narrative, to have the general population look at families like ours as kind of the reason that things are falling apart, or there's no money for X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, if we know that governments are turning countries against each other by directing the narrative, don't for a fucking second think they're not doing it internally as well. Yeah. Between the populace, they are, because this is a great example of it. It was bizarre. I used to work in Birmingham prison as an analyst, and things like that you would watch for, and it was just that article came out, and then the comments started, and I'm telling you, mate, it was like a light switch. Yeah. I had the odd one come through on TikTok that was people just bitching and moaning about EHCPs and DLA and stuff like that. After that article, 24, 48 hours later, it was like a light switch. The difference was insane. It was like, oh, where the fucking hell have you all come from? Oh, I know.
Yeah. And then you've also got to be careful of, dare I say, bots.
Yeah.
You're like, we'll put an article out, and then we'll make sure we have all these fake accounts commenting on it.
Because those bots will then feed the genuine...
Yeah, and then you'll get
genuine accounts.
Yeah. People will come out and go looking at all the comments going, oh my God, the vast majority of people think this.
And they follow suit.
I must think this as well.
Totally, mate.
The whole
bang
Cambridge Analytica thing,
Yeah.
from a few years ago. It's very, very clever and devious.
Yeah, it is.
How they do it.
Yeah. Fucking, that's depressing, isn't it? But it needs to be talked about. People need to know about it. We need to keep harping on about it because it is important. We've had a lot of messages the last kind of couple of weeks. What we've had consistently come through, people are desperate for help, aren't they?
Yeah.
Even when it comes down to like wording things, we've been helping people write letters and stuff, haven't we?
Yeah, or just point them in the right direction.
Yeah.
What kind of things they need to include.
So I just and usually how those messages start is, I'm so sorry to bother you.
Yeah.
And we're always having to say, you are not bothering us.
Yeah.
Like, it might take a while to get to the messages.
Yeah, like I went through some. I had a spare bit of time earlier on today, and I was trying to get back to people. And these are people that maybe have messaged us like 6-7 days ago.
Like a follow up.
Yeah, just because we do get a lot of direct messages into the account every day, and we read them.
Yeah.
And we want to try and get back to people because, we're not just, you're dealing with your people's children, aren't you?
Yeah.
They're crying out for help for their own child, and
Yeah.
how can you be a person that goes, I've read it, I'm just going to delete it and ignore it?
And that's the thing. Like, but sometimes I'll read them, and
Yeah.
I'll read them like it just pop up, and I'm driving, and I'll think, oh crap, they're gonna see seen that I haven't replied, and think we will always get back to you guys. We always will.
It may take a few days, but we'll do our best to get back to everybody. And I guess that we said this from day one. Really, we're building a community here, and it's great when we see reels go up and people are messaging, but then other people that have seen it have come back with advice.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fantastic. It blows my mind
It's that community bit.
We've got that community bit where people are looking out for one another. That's so important.
Yeah. And I'm learning a lot when people have got questions that I might not have experienced with Thomas. Yeah. Sometimes I'll be able to answer based on something I've seen from another parent in the comments, so that's it. We're learning all the time from you guys. Like we really are. Yeah,
definitely. So.
We're having to study a lot, but we are learning a lot.
We're having to study a lot, and it might be a waste of time come the end of the year.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it won't be. I'm hoping it won't be.
Had an interesting one yesterday. Did you see? I'm not going to go into names specifically or anything. The lad that had escaped, essentially. Did you see that? Yeah. Yes.
We won't go into names. But basically, I think it was a grandparent had contacted us regarding her grandson, who has become, can only be described as an autistic Houdini. He literally managed to escape from his room, escape from the house into the garden, no matter how tall the fence was. And we
that
saw
was a tall fucking fence.
We saw a photo of this. Wasn't like a little 3-foot fence.
No.
This has got to be like a 6-7 foot plus fence. She sent us a picture of him, and he was just
he was walking along it, wasn't he?
I think he just
like standing on one of the posts or something.
He literally got one leg over, and he was about to drop down the other side.
And he was just wearing a nappy as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. So just literally escaped, and I think he'd managed to kind of, from the sounds of things, enter another home.
Yeah, he ended up on the sofa in someone else's house, and the kid in that house was just like, what the bloody hell's going on? Yeah. Now, she asked the question about locks on doors.
Yeah. Because she felt like,
I think
is it wrong to put a lock on the door? Cause it feels
and
wrong
I understand,
to lock them in there.
I understand that. I understand that fully. I think, we talk about freedoms and being locked up and all this kind of stuff. And my response was, if you need to put a lock on a door, and you guys might all disagree with that, and this is totally fine, totally get it. If you need to put a lock on a door so that your child is safe, put a lock on a door. The same people that would say you shouldn't put a lock on a door, if they then hear that your child has been killed in a car accident because you didn't have a lock on the door, those same people are going to say you should have put a fucking lock on the door. It's hard, man. It's really hard.
It's hard, but I'd be of the opinion that if they're a danger to themselves in the sense of that they can literally escape the house, and you're like, well, lock all the doors and everything. Let's be realistic. Sometimes it just takes that one opportunity where your mind might have slipped. You thought you've locked a door, and because they'll try it regardless, and then they're out. It's too late then. It's like if
and you'd never forgive yourself.
No, you'd be like forever and a day. You'd think about that moment.
And that time you thought about putting a lock on the door, but didn't because you were worried about what people would say. You'd be like, I should have just.
Do you know what? Put a lock on the door, and we're not. You don't have to like physical change the locks and put a key in it.
No.
There's stuff on Amazon that you can just literally stick under the lock. And then it locks in place, comes out, locks in place, and it stops the door handle coming down. So you can't.
Ideal.
And then you just press a button, and it slots it back into place. Down. And then you can open the door. It's just one of those there. It's not like, we're going to put padlocks on the door and chains and then a double bolt or anything like some sort of horrible American chainsaw massacre movie where you're keeping somebody hostage. It's not one of those situations. It's just like a little thing that stops the door handle from being pushed down and allowing them to escape. But you just kind of think about that. Like you said, they could have been hit by a car.
Yeah.
They could have been near water. We know... a lot of autistic. Lydia is attracted to water. They could have just gone in there, fallen,
or picked up by some absolutely awful person, and you never see your kid again.
Or some, even worse, some fucking horrible abductor,
opportunistic piece of shit.
Who just gone, oh my god, all my lotteries have happened at once. There's a kid just running on the loose. I'll pop them in the van, sort of thing.
And they have no understanding of stranger danger or anything like that.
Nothing like that. It's just, again, it's another reality that families like the one who messaged us and
there's so many things like that, or variations of that, or things that are nothing to do with that, but just struggles that people are having every day.
And this is like an everyday worry. You know what I mean? And we're saying, going back to the vast majority of families out there that are neurotypical, again, when this reform comes in, they just see, oh yeah, we'll just put everybody together, we'll group them together. That sounds like a lovely idea. It's not having that deep understanding of what a SEN family goes through day in, day out for the remainder of their lives.
You guys are obviously you've only got the diagnosis this year, didn't you?
Yeah.
So when did you first get the EHCP?
EHCP, we got it early on.
You got it, yeah. You got it. Yeah, you can get it before the diagnosis, can't you?
And this is not down to me. This is down to Selena. Just fucking on the ball.
Yeah, Mish was the same.
And we've
it's always the mums. Big up the mums.
Big up the mums.
Big up the mums.
100%. They are carrying the bloody load.
Yeah.
And we've just come in for the.
And that's what this is about. It's fucking dads. We like typically, not all of us, but some of us, we catch up eventually, don't we?
Yeah, we catch up eventually, and I think it's important to have dads, not have us talking about it as dads, because hopefully it encourages more dads to realise that they're not alone and not what they're feeling isn't unusual, and that just helps them go, right, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. Right, tell me what you need me to do.
Exactly that.
You be the general, I'll be the soldier. Yeah. Where do you want me?
Yeah. Sorry, I've been absent for the last 12 months, but I'm here now.
I'm here now.
What am I doing?
I'm here.
That's kind of what it is. Yeah.
And it, you know what? That's great, because two people sharing the load of this magnitude is a lot better than one person.
It is. It's a hell of an emotional load. It's huge. And for the mum to be carrying it, and in most cases, I think the mums carry it on their own for a decent chunk.
Yeah, and part of that is like, I don't know where to start. What am I supposed to be looking at?
Yeah.
What's all this, like, where do you want me to direct me?
Do you know what? That's great. So a lot of the messages we get, imagine dealing with all of that stuff on your own. Like, they're asking us, completely outside of their lives and their situation. They're asking us, and that's what they're doing it on their own. A lot of them.
A lot of them are doing it on their own. Yeah.
And it's whether it's because they've separated or it's because the dad's completely off in fairyland, just completely.
Or, again, it could be as simple, and this isn't kind of a sexist thing. It's just a reality thing. It could be that one parent, majority of the time, it could be the dad that's going, oh, I'm going to carry on working. Yeah. And mums are probably the ones that go, right, I've probably got a bit more time to look at this. And I'm not saying everyone, because there's mums out there who are probably working 40, 50-hour weeks and having to cope with all this sort of stuff. But I'm saying, when we're talking about dads, it could be the time that dads are at work going, I'm focusing on this side of things. You've got a bit more spare time. You have a look at that.
Yeah.
And it could be something as simple as that, because they go, I don't know where to start. I don't know where am I supposed to look at? Where?
Yeah.
And it isn't until you actually get stuck in that you realise. But going back to EHCPs, Selena was on it straight away. And I think the good thing that she found out was you don't need the educational provider to start the EHCP process. If you're going, there's something ain't quite right here. I've got evidence to back
Apply
it
for
up.
yourself.
The information, those tick box papers that we joked about on that horrible off-white paper.
It's basically grey paper, wasn't it?
It's horrible grey paper. Yeah, if paper died, that's what it would look like. It's that horrible form NHS paper that you fill out, and they
can't afford proper paper because all the money's been taken by SEND families.
It's all those disabled kids, which is why we have grey paper for the NHS. But it's like when you start realising there is something clearly afoot here, start the EHCP process.
Yeah.
Start it.
Yeah.
Get the ball. GPs, get in touch with start the ball rolling. Get in touch with a paediatrician eventually, and all these services come together, and EHCP get it started.
We've had a lot of messages actually, haven't we? Where they've said, the school have told me not to bother because I'll never get it, and you're like, go for it.
Your kid's just quirky was one of them.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. That was this week actually, wasn't it? That was this week.
Your kid's just quirky.
Just
Don't
quirky.
worry about it.
Do you know what? If he is quirky,
great.
Okay, fine, but find out.
If he's coming home, or she's coming home after masking all day at school, and then lets loose around the house, that's probably a bit more than just being a bit quirky.
Again, said this before, record everything.
100%.
Just record everything. If your kid's doing some crazy shit at home, get the footage, because the GP, if they're going to refer you, they need some evidence. And if you haven't got any evidence to give them, they're not going to refer you. So always record stuff. What else, mate? I think
we're done.
Mate, I've got a real good one.
Have you?
I've got a good.
Oh, I know.
You know my good.
I know what this is.
You know my good.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
My good made me cry.
Did it?
Like, cry so hard. And I wasn't at home at the time when it happened. So anyway, I was driving to Stereophonics. After
good gig.
Such a good gig.
Good gig.
So good.
The hottest day in the world.
So fucking hot. But it was good. I barely left home.
Oh, I was just going to say, just interrupt.
Go on.
It just reminded me. When I went to the Stereophonics on Friday, I think you went Saturday. So we kind of missed each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing gig. One of the dads messaged me in the group saying, you're down in Cardiff. Let me know where you are, or something along those lines there, or go for a beer. I looked at the message and then tried to find it afterwards.
Oh.
And I couldn't find it.
Who are you?
So whoever said, and I hope you see this, we should have met up for a beer. Yes, we should have met up for a beer. And I'm really sorry I didn't get back to you. I tried to find the message,
Didn't know who
but
it
we
was.
get so many. Once you read it, it's so difficult to track back and find
I'm getting
out
lost
where
in
it
the
is.
primary, general, and requests.
Because they have 3 folders in there, and I don't know what the pattern is to which folder they put messages in, but whoever you are, I'm really, really sorry. I would have absolutely loved a beer.
But if we're ever in Cardiff again, I bloody like Cardiff, mate.
It's a great city.
Do you know what? I don't know why. I thought, I don't know, I'm not sure what it's like. And I got there and I was like, this place is fucking mint.
It's nice.
And then I thought, is it just the weather? Because I've been to a lot of cities in the UK and I was like, okay, maybe the weather's just making it look mint. It reminded me so much of Dublin.
Did it?
Have you been to Dublin?
Yeah, no, I've not.
Mate,
it's the largest city in the world, Dublin.
Is it really?
Because it keeps doubling.
Hey! Boom, boom.
You can have that. You can have that one.
It was I went to Dublin and I was like, this is easily the best city I've ever been to. And I went to Cardiff and I was like, that is just like Dublin.
If you wanted just to go out and have a bit of a drink and a bit of fun, what a place.
Yeah.
And me and Selena were saying, everybody we encountered, the people who came into the city and the people that live there, it's a massive generalization what I'm going to say, but everyone came across as really friendly.
Yeah, we said the same. We
really
were like,
friendly.
what? And it wasn't that like every other city you go to, like everybody's a dickhead, but everyone's quite passive and they don't necessarily kind of engage with you. Cardiff, that's what I liked about Dublin as well.
Yeah.
It was the people were just like proper friendly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is great. It's like 3 hours away, but it's brilliant.
Yeah.
So I had a real good time. So I was driving on my way there, and Mish sent me this video. Now, Thomas, for a while now, whether it's with his roadside cards or his like numbers or his letters, he's been holding him up in the mirror. Even his phone, he'll get his phone and just hold it up to the mirror so he can see what's playing. And he's been doing this for ages. And it's funny how sometimes it takes somebody from outside your immediate circle to come in and notice things. And there's another one, actually, and it's actually one of you guys, so thank you. But Mish sent me a message, and she went, Lexi, who's her little sister, she's just realised that when Thomas is holding up the numbers in the mirror, he's counting. And I was like, huh. And she went, yeah, he's on like 38 and he's got to 39. And then she sends me a video, and I'm driving while this video's playing. Sorry, I shouldn't drive and watch videos, but I was. And I'm like beside myself, laughing with happiness and crying with weird joy. Yeah. I had to pull over because I couldn't see. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I was trying to record a message for her. And what really got me is that she told me he was in the 30s. I didn't realise he'd started from 10 because he needs a number in each hand, so he's not bothered about single digits. I started crying because he'd got to 39 and then went 40 and then 41. And I was like, oh my God. I thought he was just counting 10 numbers, essentially. Yeah. But he kept going. And I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. I can't believe this. I'm so proud. She went, no. I went, I can't believe he's gone to 50. She went, he tried to get to 100. He just didn't have another zero.
Oh no.
I was like,
wow.
What? So he's just, and it took my sister-in-law, who's like 16.
Yeah.
And she saw it like that. She's like, it's fucking obvious. He's counting. She's like, oh my God, he's doing this in order. And she's like, Mish, he's counting. And Mish came up and she was like, oh my God. So again, he keeps surprising us with what's going on in his head. And no one's ever taught to count. This is purely screen time. This is purely YouTube. Like, wow. So screen time, whatever you think about it, fill your boots, it's fine. For Thomas, it's been an absolute and amazing thing because it's teaching him so much.
That's amazing.
Similar to that, we got him this trampoline for his birthday, didn't we?
Yes.
So I got the trampoline, and we were doing this thing the other day, and we were bouncing up and down. And I was going, ready, steady, go, right? Bouncing up and down. Put that video up, and I had a response from one of you legends saying, oh, wow, amazing, he's saying it so clearly. I was like, what are you on about? I was like, what's he saying? So I go back on the video. I go, ready, steady, go. Then when I stop, he goes, oh. And I was like, and I'm listening. And the more I'm listening to it, and I've got that wrong. That's not exactly how he says it. But it's something he says quite often. Again, so often that it becomes like background noise.
Because you don't expect it.
Don't expect
it.
So
you tune out.
So I'm like listening to it, and I'm like, he's saying ready, go, ready, go. And I send it to Mish, and she's like, oh my God, is he? And then she like plays it again, and you start going, like, and I sent a message back to this lady going, oh my God, I didn't even realise. Yeah. So how many things are our kids doing in our immediate environment that we are blinded to? Yeah. Like amazing things that they're doing that we're completely blinded to because we don't see it. It's like white noise to us.
Unfortunately, we do tune out, don't we? To the babble, to the noise, and we've been having the portage service come in once a week with Lydia. Yeah. And ready, steady, go. We say exactly the same to Lydia. Yeah. Ready, steady, go. Yeah. You know, if we're going to start something, that's how we. Apparently, Lydia's been going go. Yeah. Ready, steady, go.
And who's told you that?
Portage,
exactly.
And then she was like, "Oh, she said we're working on the marketing side for more." And there's a couple of times she's going, "Oh, did you hear that?" We're like, "What?" And she goes, "She said or," so she's like, she's formulating the words, and we've had a bit of a great week as well. We got sent a video by Sue and Sarah, our child-minded team, absolute legends as well, of Lydia having her lunch, which was baked beans on toast.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yes. And what was absolutely fucking amazing about this is the video contained Lydia for the first time using a spoon to pick up her baked bean and place it in the mouth again and again where in the past it's always just been hands. So we've had a video of her.
She was so nonchalant when she was doing it. It was like, this ain't a big deal.
I've been doing this for years, guys.
I remember that.
But in secret when you're not watching.
Yeah.
So that was great. Selena sent me a video of they were going over a kind of one of those walkways over the road in Shrewsbury where all the cars go underneath. She was going across that, and Lydia was staring at them, and every time a car went past, she just went, car, like that. So we've got that on video. Like, where is this coming from? Why? What's going on? And then today I get another message from Sue saying we've taken Lydia to her favourite place, Home Farm, to see the animals, and she said, and when she met the pigs, the sheep, and the cows, she made the relevant animal noise for each one. So as soon as she saw the pig, she did the oink oink. As soon as she saw the cow, she went moo. As soon as she saw the sheep, she went bar.
What?
And I'm like, that's blowing my mind that she's making the sounds, but she's
There's an association to the right animal.
Association with the animals. So we've kind of, me and Selena have said, like, we've entered this like 3, possibly 4 week period where something has clicked.
Yeah.
In Lydia, where we're now every day going,
there's another thing.
That's another little thing. That's another little thing. That's something else that she's doing. It's almost like we've started the snowball effect of something clicking, and now it's going.
That's
boom,
what communication
boom,
cards
boom.
are like. It's like a spider web, and they realise the one thing.
Yeah.
So like, I made the right noise, I made the right sound, and somebody goes, "Oh my god, yeah!" They're like, "Oh, is that right? Oh shit, okay. Well, what is this noise? Is this right?
Yeah.
Is this noise right? Is this noise right?" What I really loved about the spoon,
eating
with the spoon, I said this to you.
Yeah,
I love the awareness of everyone that understands autistic children, because all I did, there was no context.
Yes,
Mish,
I know what you're gonna say,
Mish, my wife, was just sat down at the dressing table, and I went, just showed the video. She went, "Fuck off! Is she using a spoon?"
Yeah,
and it's just like,
it's like
it's just this recognition of how amazing something is.
Yeah, something that a lot of families would take as just very trivial. Like, why are you getting so worked about it? It's because it's 4.5 years in the making, and a lot of fucking broken dreams tied into that. Where you think, will this ever happen?
Yeah,
I've said to Selena, like, for my own self-preservation, I accepted it. I accepted to myself that the chances are Lydia will never speak. Because she's been non-verbal for so long. Yeah. And I just thought, I'm sounding a bit like Shawshank Redemption here.
You don't want to generate false hope, do you?
Yeah, having hope can sometimes be the worst thing, but also it can be, be the best thing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But to remove that kind of expectation that she would ever speak was me as a bit of
self-preservation.
Self-preservation. I'm not going to build my hopes up. I'm just going to accept that she'll be non-verbal for the rest of her life, because that's the safest thing.
And that's
for
just
me.
the non-verbal bit. We do that for all aspects of a typical life. Getting a job or having friends or
absolutely. And then for her now to start going car or making these noises or going more or go,
it's a lot harder.
Now it's like, you're opening that box again.
You're like, oh, you little shit.
You better fucking talk.
You better do it now. You
better not. Just stop at this. But it's just one of those things. It just, in what can be quite a difficult week, in what we started off this conversation with, it's these sort of things just bring a smile to your face and just lift you up so much.
And if you think how much she's progressing, like you've just said, in those 4 weeks, and she's starting at the specialist school in September, mate, because the teachers get them, and the teachers hear the things that we don't hear as well. I mean, the amount of times they've written in the book, today Thomas said such and such, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. How's this possible?
Wait on a minute. Yeah. I'm going to get my phone, right?
Yeah.
I want to play that noise.
So you can.
And I want to see if anybody thinks this is what he's saying, so I don't feel like I'm going insane.
Yeah, definitely. But it's a crazy thing. It's just an absolute crazy thing when you do hear it.
Steady.
Yeah.
Ready, go.
You ready? Ready, steady. Ready,
And then he stops when I'm about to jump again.
Ready, go.
It's like,
Ready, go.
And she said, when she went, oh, yeah, can you hear it so clearly? I was like, well, I don't know. I just couldn't figure out what she meant. And even when I go, ready, he does his little nod.
Yeah.
Like a little
I'm
nod
ready.
like that and smiles. And he stops saying, ready, go, if that is what he was saying. So, yeah.
No,
Mate, it's been a good week for both of us and our kids, by the looks.
It's been good. I'm trying not to sound like a broken record and touch wood. There's not been anything majorly bad that's happened in Lydia's life that's affected us. And yeah, we just hope it continues. Yes, there's other shit going out on a collective basis, but hopefully it's just a good time at the moment.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna get better as far as her. Like, just I can't wait.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's exciting to see my own kid do stuff.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at you like Thomas, and with those numbers, and we said he was 18 months old or something along those lines there.
Oh,
mate,
and
just had his birthday, isn't he?
You obviously said the teacher at Sevendale who said, "Oh, I recognise you from the podcast, right? If you have got who I think you've got, we're very jealous because we've been lucky enough to have her since Thomas started, and she stayed with him for the 2 years." And we were absolutely gutted. She wasn't just going to keep going with him for the rest of his life.
I've got a feeling it's not the teacher that Lydia's going to have. The teacher that Lydia is supposed to have, I think, had an accident, so she's recuperating over the summer. But basically, Lydia had an open day at her specialist school, Sevendale. So we went in on the first day for an hour to see how she would cope. So we stayed with her. We met some of the amazing staff that worked there who, hats off to them. They're selfless individuals that absolutely understand this. Aren't they? And spoke to so many of them. And then the following day she went in for, I think it was 2 and a bit hours, but that was us dropping her off and leaving her there.
How did that go, by the way?
Lydia absolutely sailed through it.
Did she?
Yeah, they commented going, we've never had a kid come here that's just taken it to it so well.
Mate, Thomas was a nightmare. That's why I asked. He was a nightmare.
Lydia went there and just started exploring like she owned the place.
See ya.
Yeah,
amazing.
She was like...
That's so good.
She was just so comfortable, just exploring, no tears, no issues, interacting with the staff.
Oh, mate, that's huge.
So it's like... enormous for us, because that's always a worry, isn't it? Transitioning to a new
that's
environment.
The hardest bit for us, because all that time with the childminder though, she's done her the world again.
She's gone, and that's partly down to Lydia, and I think it's partly down to the staff of that place. They're really good, but we had a certain teacher towards the end going, "Oh, we know all about Lydia." I was like, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "We've seen their podcast."
When she said to me, she went, I've seen you got a podcast. And I was thinking, have I said anything bad about the school? And then I very quickly realised, well, no, I didn't, because I love the school. The school's amazing. The staff are amazing. Yeah. But she did say, I did actually have a quick look just to make sure. Yeah. You can imagine, you see one of the parents on a podcast about autism, you are going to have a quick look.
You're going to have a quick look.
Have they slagged us off? No. I couldn't possibly slag them off because they're just amazing. They've been unreal.
From what I've seen, it's been very limited. But the interactions that we've had, they've been superb, on the ball. Yeah. Clearly, the teachers are there because they genuinely care.
You can only do that job if you want to do it. Nobody is doing that job because they've got nothing else to do.
No. It just looks like the right environment for Lydia. And again, I said it to one of the teachers there. I said to him, we do realise how fortunate we are. Yeah. To have her in this place. Yeah. And that's the truth. We are fortunate.
100%.
To have her in there. But excited to see what happens over the next. How long is she going to be there? Until she's 19. So over the next 15 years.
That is mad. And I do think it's quite a realistic thing to realise is although it's great when they go in. Yeah. A lot of parents have concerns when they're on their way out. Yeah. Because there's very much a what now feeling.
Absolutely. And tune in, because in 15 years' time we'll be talking about that on the podcast.
Slagging them off. But no, it's a concern that people have, and I totally get it. But that's nothing to do with the school. That's just that's just the nature of the beast. Is that when these kids leave these educational settings, a lot of parents are at a loss as to
Yeah.
what's next, because essentially you've got a grown adult living with you in your house 24/7.
And you are a lot older by then as well.
A lot older.
Let's not let's not go down that route.
My biggest fear. Right,
Yeah.
mate. I've enjoyed that.
It's been good, mate. It's been good.
I've enjoyed that. And we'll catch up. We're not next Sunday. We're not doing one, are we?
This Sunday I have an open day. It's a family day where I work. So I work for a scientific company. So every summer, what they do is quite nice. Is they have a family day where you can bring your family in.
That is nice.
See where you work, and they're going to put loads of kind of inflatables, bouncy castles. What are they called? Those where you have to ride the bull. What's that called?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
So yeah, trying to sit on the bull, ride that. They supply food and drinks. So I think we've got the guys called Fish Heads in Shrewsbury.
Yeah,
who do,
seen them. The black, that black thing.
Yeah, they do the
They look
best
great.
fish and chips.
Yeah.
They're coming down, ice cream vans, all that sort of stuff.
Awesome.
So it's just a way of just having a family day. So
We'll do an evening podcast.
we'll do an evening podcast. Yeah,
Sounds like a plan.
and
Mate.
see where we go. But yeah,
Thank you very much. Really enjoyed that,
absolutely spot on.
and we'll catch you guys. We'll catch you guys soon.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Take it easy. Bye bye.